Do you want to get access to 100K in business funding with no hard checks, without those hard inquiries messing up your personal profile? Well, stay tuned because on this video, I'm going to break down every possible way to get access to business funding without any hard checks on your personal credit report at all. And if you stick all the way throughout the end, I'm going to show you a bank that I've never discussed yet on this channel that I have a 36K limit with, that I got with no hard check, no hard inquiry on my personal credit reports at all. So without any further ado, let's go. What's going on? It's Colin Brown here from Business Credit Unlimited. I'm back. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe if this is a topic that interests you. And make sure you subscribe because this could be your last time seeing me. And wouldn't that be sad? Now, let's talk about how to get access to 100K plus in business credit with no hard pull. So some things to consider. Let's get some groundwork established here. So most people confuse no hard pull with no personal guarantee. It is not the same. No hard pull means that you can get access to credit or funding without receiving a hard pull, aka an inquiry on your personal credit profile. Okay. So this is not the same as a personal guarantee, which depending on the situation, you may still have to personally guarantee the card. So I see that a lot of times with one of the options that we'll talk about here shortly. People say, oh, it's an OPG business credit card. No, it's not. It's just a no hard inquiry or no hard pull business credit card, but you still are personally guaranteeing the account, which is 100% fine. But I just have to make sure that I clarify that. So to receive business funding or a business credit, whichever one you want to call it, without adding hard inquiries on your personal credit, you will still have to be strategic and only pick banks that don't require hard pull for approval. Last note, I did not include pre-qualified and pre-approval business credit cards because that's not the same as no hard pull. There are some business credit cards that you can essentially get a pre-approval for first before applying, meaning they'll pretty much tell you if you have like an 80 to 90% chance of being approved before you actually apply and get a hard inquiry. But once you apply, you will get a hard inquiry. So I did not include those because it is not the same as a hard pull. With these options, you never get a hard pull even after you apply. So some of you may be wondering, why would I need a no hard pull business credit card or no hard pull funding? So hard inquiries can be devastating to your chances at business funding. So it's always best to reduce the amount that you get, especially if you don't know how to remove them. See, for our clients, we remove all of their hard inquiries on all three of the major credit bureaus. So that way we can go in and get them access to funding with the least amount of chances of denial because of recent hard inquiries, which I'm telling you is a silent killer when it comes to business funding. You can have an not 850, but you could have pretty much an 810, 815 personal credit score. But if you have numerous recent hard inquiries, you can straight up be denied. Okay, so we remove all of our clients' hard inquiries that can be removed straight off the bat because we know this is a thing. Now, one of the biggest reasons why I see clients want to go for no hard pull business funding is because they want to avoid new hard inquiries when they're under contract for a home. So either on the personal side or on the business side, you have an investment property or you're going into a new home on the personal side. Congratulations, by the way. And you're looking to go for funding, but you want to get that hard pull and have the underwriters and your lender reaching out to you, asking you, hey, what is this new hard pull? And is this on your personal side and all that? If you want to avoid that, then yes, you want to go for these options. So every option that we're going to go over here literally will not show up on your personal credit report. Your lender will never know about it. And you can do this right now, even if you're currently under contract. So that's definitely one huge reason why you would want to do this. All right. Or you just want to get funding based on your business and not your personal credit. And we're going to cover both. So if you're looking to build business credit or you're looking for business funding and you just don't want that hard pull, we're going to cover both options here. So stick all the way into the end. Now, which banks will allow funding without a hard pull? So there's three major categories that you want to look out for. So one, the major banks, we'll cover that. Number two is going to be fintech companies. And three, your standard vendor accounts. All right. Now, before we even talk about the major banks, that's the first category. Just keep in mind, since this is a personal guarantee, just not a hard pull on your personal credit, meaning you don't get that new hard inquiry, you do want to have the 700 plus credit score, the 3 to 9% credit utilization, the credit history for 5+ years, highest credit limit on one of your personal credit cards to be 10K plus, 25K plus is better, and then no negatives to give you the highest chances of getting approved with these two specific banks that I'm going to cover. And also having a relationship with that bank is best for 3 to 6 months, plus having a business checking account, having previous products with them is going to drastically increase your chances at being approved. Now, bank number one is American Express. Now, I could put an asterisk here technically too, but American Express will allow its users to get approved for business credit cards without a hard inquiry, even up to all 14 of their business credit cards. Now, this is after you have had a hard pull for your first approval, either on the business side or the personal side. But I do recommend that you go for your first card with them being a personal credit card. I did that. The first card I got with them was the Amex the Amex personal gold credit card. And then I have around five, I think I have 5 of their business credit cards. I have the Hilton. I have the Marriott business credit card. I have the business gold. I have the business plus, and then the business cash. So I have 5 of these 14 business credit cards. So once you have that first personal credit card with American Express, you can get all 14 of their business credit cards without ever incurring a new hard inquiry on your personal credit. So it's pretty cool. They're one of the only banks that would allow you to do this. And Amex normally does a soft pull on Experian. And by the way, they will pull the way that they're able to get past giving you a hard inquiry is they're going to pull from a previous report that they have with you, because whether you know it or not, Credit Karma and a lot of other companies like this, they're constantly doing soft pulls on your personal credit. And that's how they send you like pre-approval offers in the mail and things like that. Like, you're constantly getting soft pulls unless you go in and have that shut down to where they can't do that. I've done that before, but then when I try to go for a pre-approval, I couldn't do it. So I had to end up reversing it anyways. But that's how they're able to do that. They do soft pulls here and there on your personal credit just to see, what's going on there. So that's why you can get credit limit increases and decreases based on what else is going on with your profile. So that's what happens a lot of times when you get random credit limit increases or decreases. If your utilization is going up overall, another bank can see that and be like, oh, shoot, even if you're at 0% with them, you got a 10K limit, you're not using that card at all. If they see you using other cards and maximizing those, they can say, oh, shoot, he might come over here. He or she might come over here next. So therefore, they could lower your limit. Just to let you know that. It's a little tidbit. Now, you can get access to up to 100K with no hard check. The average is around 25 to 50K, but you really could get even more than 100K. Like my client Matthew here, he got a 75K limit with his business gold card for 0% interest for 6 months. And also my client Brian here, he got a 50K limit with 2 of the business credit cards at 0%, the Blue Business Cash and the Blue Business Plus. So it's very possible. Now, the next bank is going to be Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank, with a relationship manager, by the way, will allow you to get access to up to 35 to 50K in approvals with just a soft credit check. Now, they normally do never a hard check. They normally do either a soft check with Experian or Equifax. like a mine here, he got a 50K limit with Citizens Bank by leveraging our business relationship managers, and Phil also as well got a 50K approval. And if you want 50K approvals, or at least the possibility for us to look at to see if we can get you up to a 50K plus approval with either one of these banks, make sure you use the resource down below to schedule a call with us, and we'll perform an audit on your personal and business profile, see where you are, and see if we actually can get you approved for funding too as well. Now, unfortunately, this is the best of the business credit cards from major banks that won't require at least a hard inquiry. Trust me, there's others out there, but they're really just not that good, or they're going to require a hard inquiry after a pre-approval. So you would be best if you use other options. These other options that we're about to go over, if you still want to get access to funding, but these two options with American Express and Citizens is not for you. So one of the other best options is going to be using a fintech company. So a fintech company is essentially using a different type of system when it comes to getting you approved for funding. They are basically using a platform based on technology and combining that with your financial records of your business in order to give you funding and come up with a decision, right? Whereas other banks, they're primarily basing it off of your personal credit and the algorithm that they have built. Most fintech companies, they have a completely different algorithm and scoring system when it comes to you applying and getting approved. For example, if you have a business, this is for you guys. If you have a business that's doing 10K, 20K, 50K plus in revenue monthly, but your personal credit score, for whatever reason, you just don't use personal credit that much. You don't care about it. You still got a collection or two you just never dealt with. And your personal credit score is like a 650, 600, 620-ish. Maybe you're just lower 700s or something like that. These companies will be perfect for you because you can get access to funding, but you don't have to worry about fixing your personal credit first, especially if you're in a pinch and you need it now. So that's what fintech companies are. So the first one I want to go over is Capital on Tap. This is the bank that I have a 36K limit on that I've never touched on this channel ever before. So it's kind of a sleeper. A lot of you guys know about it, but then some of you guys don't. Now, Capital on Tap is an option for a business credit card that does not report on the personal side and does not require a hard pull. As you see there, it says applying won't affect your personal credit score. Okay, and the limits go up to 50K. And yes, it says based on credit worthiness for sure. However, again, if your business revenue and your cash flow exceeds your personal credit score, you still can get approved for a card like this. What I'll tell you is that in this case, like with Capital on Tap, it's better to have a business that's generating revenue with not as strong as a personal credit score than it is to have an amazing personal credit score, but you're just getting started with business. You're going to straight up get denied for this because now they didn't do this at the time that I applied actually, but now you must connect a business checking account with your Capital on Tap application. So they will see your cash flow and the different trends that are going on in your business checking account. So if you go in the negatives, they're going to see that you'll most likely be denied. If you had NSFs, not sufficient funds, meaning that an amount came out of your account where it caused your account to go in negative for an extended period of time, you most likely won't get approved. But if you got cash flow in there, you have a decent amount of cash in your business checking accounts, you more likely will be approved. So like I said, I do have a 36K limit just to show you there. See credit limit. This is a screenshot from my account. And I'm using $2,600. I hadn't used this card in so long, so I decided to kind of crank it back up, and I'll be paying this off in full whenever the next cycle is. So this is my first time speaking about Capital on Tap. Why is that? Well, there is a reason for it. All right, because I just know that it isn't for everybody. There's for a lot of you guys, but then a lot of you guys it's not. Now you must have business revenue again because it does connect. Now, number two reason is this card has significantly high interest rates, as most fintech companies have. That is going to be that trade-off that you're going to have to deal with for not having the best personal credit and not having to deal with the hard credit check. This is the trade-off. Okay. You will have to deal with high interest rates if it applies, because if you pay in full, it doesn't matter what the interest rate is, right? Because it does matter. So this card should be treated as a charge card. You need to go ahead and pay it in full every single month. Now this card does require a 10% minimum payment every month too as well, where most banks require a 1 to 5 minimum monthly payment. So what that means is, say if I max out this card at 36K, so it's a 36K limit, I use all 36K. My minimum monthly payment is going to be $3,600. Just imagine that. You know, credit card payments are pretty high. Well, sorry, I put $3,600. That's before the interest. So it's going to be even higher than that. Excuse me. That's before the interest. So just imagine that $3,600 base. Then you add the interest, then you add like over $4,000 just on a minimum payment. You know, with Chase, they only do a 1% payment. So say, for example, you get approved for 50K, like plenty of our clients have. You get approved for 50K, you max that out. Your minimum monthly payment is only going to be $500. That's 1%. But if it was the other way, it would be 5K. If you're at your 0% interest period, then it would be exactly 5K if it was 10%. But if it was afterwards and you incur an interest, then it's going to be like 6K just as your monthly minimum payment. So that's why this card is not for everyone. If you're looking to invest, you're looking to purchase inventory, purchase a property, whatever have you, and you plan on using your funding and like pretty much take it to the max because you need the money to get started or to scale, this one is not for you. This is for if you just need access to a line, if it's a timing thing, something like that. Like you want to just go ahead and have some money fronted, but you're going to get the money back, or you have the money, but you would just rather use a card to get rewards. This will be for you. But if not, this is not the best option for you. Now, Ramp, here is another option from a fintech company. Ramp is not only a no hard pull, but it is a no personally guaranteed business credit card as well. But let's get straight to the point. A lot of people don't like to talk about this for whatever reason, and I'm not sure why, but this is not for startups. Ramp requires a minimum of $75K in cash in a business checking account before applying. I applied for this card and I had more than $75K cash in my business checking accounts and I still got denied. So I don't know if like you got to have double that. That's just 75K is just like the minimum amount. And you really need like 125K or something like that. I wasn't right at 75K, but I also, wasn't at like 150 either. But I had at least 75K and I still got denied. But they did offer me a secured option as well. But that was like over a year ago. And I have not went back in for this car. So I don't know. Maybe I could get it if I applied again. But either way, this card, because you have to have so much cash in your business checking account, it is not a starter friendly option. And this limit on this card will be quite significant if you can get access to it. I've seen 125K limits on this card. So if this is for you, this is a great option, but it is a pay in full option too as well. So just keep that in mind. Now, Divvy, at least it's called Bill. It's formerly known as Divvy. Similar to Capital on Tap, you will have to connect your business checking account. So this is not for business owners that have not generated revenue in their business yet. And I do have this card at a 19K limit, and it's also a paid in full business credit card. As you can see, 19K limit, Colin Brown. So the higher your cash flow, the higher the chances of approval with a higher limit, just to let you know. So as you see, most of your options, if it's going to be a no hard check or no hard inquiry, it's, there's going to be a trade-off there. The only one that doesn't really have a trade-off like at all is going to be Citizens Bank. That's why it's an amazing opportunity. It truly is. And I still see some hard pulls sometimes if that client is not using a relationship manager, by the way. So other similar fintech companies, you do have Mercury Bank and Revenue too as well. I actually like Revenue, and sometimes we do go for that bank with clients. So Revenue and again Mercury Bank would be similar. I could write out the thing again, but it's very similar as far as what you can expect, the pay in full option, so on and so forth, or the car being paid in full. Now, lastly, let's talk about vendor accounts that do not report a hard pull on your personal credit. All right. But you can only use these accounts within this store. Let's use two examples here. The Lowe's business credit card. Now, the Lowe's business credit card is also a no personal guaranteed business credit card, which means it's obviously not going to be a hard pull on your personal credit. Now, they have multiple options, so that's why I wanted to highlight this is the one you want to go for, the Lowe's Pro commercial account. This is the only one that is not personally guaranteed, so just to let you know. It's underwritten by Synchrony Bank, which means you really need to be careful. I always hear the worst about them. Do not have any cards that are with Synchrony Bank, but I do always hear the worst about them. They're always lowering limits and always some type of dispute with the payment and stuff like that. So just be careful there. But it is a pay in full option. And it does report to the Experian business credit reports and Dun & Bradstreet. So it's a good option. It is a good option, especially for like real estate investors. If you guys are already going to be at Lowe's anyways, it's a good option. But you must have trade lines reporting prior to applying for this card because it is no PG. Now, another vendor account, one of their competitors, Home Depot. So they have multiple options too as well, but this is the card that you want to go for if you want this option. I got approved with a 15K limit. I got it right here. So as you see, so I had a 15K limit on that. Now, this card is underwritten by Citibank. So if you have a good relationship with Citibank, this will help. But this is a pay in full option too as well. So as you see, without all the hype, we got straight to it. This may not be as sexy as some of the others, but this is the truth. This is what you can expect for a no hard pull or no hard credit check when it comes to going for business funding. So go out there, go make it happen, and don't get any hard pulls on your personal credit. Now, if you need one-on-one help, go ahead and use a resource down below in the description and book a call with me or the team. We will perform an audit, see where you line up, see how much funding you can receive, and also work with you too on building your business credit so your business can stand on its own and you can get access to even more funding. That's all a part of our program. And as I've shown you before, our clients normally get access to up to $250K in funding for their business so they can either start, grow, or scale their company. That's it. See y'all in the next one. Peace for now.